Hey, everybody, this is Jimmy. Welcome to another episode of the Jimmy Tingle Show. I am thrilled to be here today. My guest today is Bill Connolly, and he represents Globe Santa. We are partnering with them on my shows this holiday season on December 29th, 30th, and January 1st at the First Church in Cambridge. Brother Bill Connolly, welcome to the show. Tell us what Globe Santa is.
Thank you very, very much, Jimmy. It's so great to be with you today. And I'm so happy that we're collaborating on you bringing joy to your listeners over this Christmas and holiday season. Globe Santa is all about the kids. Globe Santa has been a gift assistance program, a holiday Christmas gift assistance program that the Boston Globe has been involved in since 1956. We're so proud as a company and as employees to be able to participate and share in such a wonderful program that helps so many children in the greater Boston area. Since 1956, over 3 million children have received toys from the gift assistance. And remember, gift assistance comes from donations from the public that read the Globe, read us online, read us in print, and go to our events that we have around the greater Boston area this time of year. And it's really about making sure that we can buy the gifts for the children. It costs over $1 million a year to make sure that the kids that request gift assistance are able to receive the gift. Now, we verify the need. The other thing that's unique and beyond the verification of need is that Globe Santa delivers directly to the family's home. So we get that letter, we bring it into our system, we process the contents so that we verify all the information on it, the number of children, the ages of the children, and then we package up a box and we put in 2 books, 2 toys, a family game. We might have school supplies because we get many companies that donate school supplies to us and individuals. And this year we had a special outreach during the summer for people to send in school supplies and also warm winter gear. So you get a really nice package of current toys each year that we've been doing this for the kids. Again, we're doing this since 1956, and we're in our 67th year of going into the local community and saying, kids, you make a difference. The struggles that your family are having financially or whatever the situation is, we'll put it aside and we're going to make sure you get toys and books for the Christmas season.
Oh, that's fantastic, Bill. You know, folks, I met Bill about, 10, 15 years ago when I was doing a show one holiday season, and I got introduced to them. And they asked me to dress up as Santa and hold a sign or hold a bell or something. And I've done it, out on the highway. I've done it in
Route 9. We were in Route 9 one year.
One year we were on Route 9, and I'm waving the bell, ringing the bell, and they got the big pot, give to Globe Santa. People are stopping, putting money in the pot. Another time I was doing it over in Newberry Street, and it's always fun. And Bill, every time I see you around the holiday season and we get involved in this, you just light up with enthusiasm because I know you love it. You've been doing it for a while. How long have you been helping the Globe with the Globe Santa?
I've been helping with Globe Santa since the day I started at the Globe. I started the Globe in 1967. So it's quite a few years ago.
Right.
I started as a messenger, and there was an email that went around, not an email because we didn't have email back then.
Right.
It was a note that went around that said, anyone that can help Globe Santa in the afternoon, please, if you want to volunteer, come down to the warehouse, because we used to package the toys at the warehouse on the Morrissey Boulevard facility, for the Boston Globe. And I went down there and started packing. And that's what I did the first year and the second year. And then I got promoted to a situation where I was controller of the company. And they said, well, Bill, how would you like to help out with the finances? I said, sure, I'll help out. I'll put the checks in the mail into the bank, and I'll make sure the money gets counted and we buy the toys. And then, 1995, we started to have some transitioning of staff. And someone said, Bill, how would you like to be the director of the Globe Santa program? That means you got to, work with the news department, work with the Department of Transitional Assistance, work, all the organizational stuff. I said, sure, why don't we do that too? So I've been doing Globe Santa since 1967. And again, it's been nothing but joy in my life. And, for a while there, we did these shows like you were mentioning, where we did like a Globe Santa sleigh would be on the streets.
Yeah.
And we were in the North End one day outside of the Improv Asylum. And all of a sudden, I'm ringing the bell with the Santa. I'm not Santa. I'm just in my sweater, my Globe Santa sweater. I should probably show you what this. See, like a beautiful sweater here. And a truck stops, puts on his emergency lights. The guy jumps out. He puts his hand in his pocket. He's coming at me. I go, what's he got? I didn't know what he was going to do. And he puts a wad of money in my hand. I'm talking, it was a big wad of dollar bills, okay?
Wow.
It ended up being almost $500.
Wow.
He obviously had just got paid. He was a workman.
Yeah.
Just got paid. And he said, something Globe Santa gave to me when I was a kid.
Wow.
And I've always wanted to give to Globe Santa, but I never saw a chance to do it. And so this is my gift.
That's fabulous.
And it's amazing in the places we go and the people we meet, how many times I hear stories like that. I had a father one time when I was in Faneuil Hall. He come up to me and said, Globe Santa is responsible for my son becoming a New York Giant. I said, whoa, what do you mean? He goes, he got his first football from Globe Santa.
Wow.
And that he went through high school locally here. He went to St. John's Prep. Then he went to the University of Connecticut. And now at that point, this was the mid 90s, I guess. He goes, that's when he made it to the New York Giants. So, I mean, it's just stories about people who have received Globe Santa, stories of people who have donated to Globe Santa that really warm your heart this time of year. And it makes a huge difference in the community. And I'm so happy that the Globe gives all of its might and power and marketing, prowess to make sure the word gets out each year that Globe Santa is here.
Right. It's a great story, Bill. And again, you just light up when you start talking about it, because people come out of the woodwork, don't they? They stop you on the street. If they see a Globe Santa sign or a person out there with the bell, or like that you said with the gentleman with the sleigh, it jogs their memory from when they were kids.
Yeah, that's right. And, Lenny Clark, a friend of yours, comedian in the local area, he loves telling the story about how his family was a Globe Santa family.
Yeah.
And, and now he does, shows for Globe Santa for the 10 years in a row. We've had comedy night at Giggles up in Saugus.
Oh, so, good.
It's wonderful. And as you did with your gang and your theater, from the, remember we had that crew that we had up on the stage from your East Cambridge crew? And
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We always had fun doing it. And it's just a great spirit. And it's fun dressing up as Santa Claus, too. Occasionally, you would ask me, Jimmy, get out there and ring that bell and put your Santa hat on. And it's always fun. And people respond. I mean, when people are so stressed around the holidays, it's just heartwarming to see people doing things for, they're not being paid for it. They're just volunteers. Most of the people at the Globe volunteers when they help doing this part?
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's volunteers that go through the entire organization, volunteers from the marketing and events group, volunteers from our shipping and production group. We package all of the toys now out in Taunton, Mass, where where the Boston Globe is printed. And it's a season of giving at the Globe for people, and they love doing it. Mm. And it's also, they know that it makes a difference for the families. And the other thing that's wonderful is when you start to read the letters that the families send in, you end up having this reconstruction of what it was like to live in the 1958 or 1968 or 1978. The same struggles, the same kinds of situations that affected the families. And whether it's, being a single parent, whether it's, abuse in the family, it's just drugs or whatever. It's amazing, but it makes a difference in a kid's life. Right. And that's why we do it.
And Bill, what was your job? You said you started at the Globe as a messenger. What was a messenger, and what, Were you a writer or a journalist ever for the Globe, or were you behind the scenes, or what was your
No,
function?
I started as a messenger, and I used to pick up advertising copy and things like that, and for downtown, or
Mhm.
might even that's why we were out on Route 9, because we had Sears and a couple of customers who were out in Route 9. And then I went to school during the day and worked nights at the Globe and got my degree in accounting. And when I got my degree, they said, "Hey, how would you like to become an accounting manager?" I said, "Sure, I'll become an accounting manager." I didn't know what that meant. And so I did that for about 5 years. And then someone said, "Hey, listen, we need a controller. How would you like to become a controller?" I said, "Oh, I love that. 5 years." So every 5 years, they'd say, "Well, how would you like to do this? How would you like to do that?" And I'll never forget Davis Taylor one time when I was driving Davis Taylor. It was one of my jobs.
And who is Davis Taylor now?
Davis Taylor was the publisher of the Globe back in in the 1960s.
Okay.
Before his son Bill Taylor, who was a publisher as well,
Right.
became publisher. And he said to me when I was driving, he says, "You graduated from Boston College." He said, "What are you going to do next year?" I said, "Well, I'm taking interviews with companies, and I might be going to Houston to work for Exxon, but I'm just I'm not sure yet." He goes, "Well, you're going to find it hard to leave the Globe." I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He says, "Well, no one's going to pay you as good as what the Globe pays you." I said, "Well, Davis, I hope I can do at least that much." I was making $57 a week. So I never left the Globe. And then, along the way, I worked as from controller, I became business manager, and then I became treasurer. And then when we merged and the New York Times bought the Boston Globe, there was a special project that I assisted on between the Times and the Globe in merging all of our financial systems into a shared service center. So I worked for the New York Times for a year and a half and was president of their shared service center in Norfolk, Virginia.
Wow.
So I've had quite a career there.
That's great. As the comptroller and as the accountant, clearly you have kept the Globe in the black all these years. So I think you should be very proud of that. Very few big institutions can say they're in the black. And you're looking at the man, ladies and gentlemen, who kept the Boston Globe afloat financially for 5 decades.
And it's still doing it. And thank God that John Henry and Linda Henry now are handling all of that. They're really doing a wonderful job of keeping the Globe atop of the business. And it's still a wonderful newspaper for this community and making a difference.
Oh, yeah. It's a national paper. Very well-respected national paper. We're lucky to have them here in Massachusetts. That's for sure. New England, that's for sure. And we're really lucky to know that they had this philanthropic side to them. And I know they always have. I know John and Linda Henry have always had that as well. And it's great to know that the Taylor family started that back in the day, and that you've been associated with Globe Santa for, I guess, let's see, 67, 77, 87, 4 or 5 decades.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
Exactly. Over 50 years.
Wow. That's great, Bill. And over 3 million people served. That's pretty incredible. And those are all
3 million
memories.
3 million families, and it takes a whole organization to make it work. And in conjunction with putting the gifts together and packaging, we work very well with the U.S. Post Office.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Postal Service delivers all of our packages. We have a great relationship with them. They've really, really make it work. Mm-hmm. And so I have nothing but respect and admiration for the U.S. postal workers that deliver these packages.
They do a great job.
To all of the families directly.
Yeah, they do a great job, the post office. And so do you, Bill, and so does the Boston Globe. So we're thrilled that you could be able to join us today. And I just want to tell our listeners, if you want to help Globe Santa, there's a couple of ways to help. You can go directly to them at globesanta.org. Is that what it is, Bill?
Yes, it is.
globesanta.org. You can make a donation right there if you want to help them. If you and that link will be in our show notes today. And if you want to come to a show, my show on December 29th or December 30th or January 1st at the First Church in Cambridge, 11 Garden Street, you can come to that show. You buy a ticket right online and you choose Globe Santa. When the code says, "How did you find out about this event?" you just click on Globe Santa, and Globe Santa will get $10. And when you check out after buying the ticket, you can just say, it says, would you like to make an additional donation? And you can make an additional donation to Globe Santa. So you're not limited to just the $10 that we give out of the ticket price to Globe Santa. So we're thrilled to partner with you. It makes us feel good. And I know it makes you feel good because once again, you light up. You are a Christmas tree. You are a walking, talking Christmas tree.
Well, it's easy when you know that your work has impact in the community, and you hear it from the families day in and day out. Why we're doing this, and when we read the letters, we cry and we laugh. It's just an amazing time to listen to what families have to tell us about their situation. But it's a great program, and we love doing it.
And the struggles are still there, front and center. I mean, you know, it like you said, the challenges are still there for everybody, and in some ways they're maybe more than they were back then. In some ways,
they've changed. You know, we're like now we're dealing with new immigrants coming in. We've had families from the Ukraine applying for Globe Santa this year that happen to be living in this area right now.
Wow.
So we have, last year we had families from Afghanistan that are living in this area that needed some help. So the other thing is we help families, and we keep track so we know who we've served. And every year we have a 50% turnover. So it's not like, some years we have some repeat families. Not often though. 50% of the is turned over every year.
Wow. And
we're going to have over 17,000 families this year, but we've been as high as 35,000 families.
Wow.
I mean, 35,000 children. Okay. And this year we're going to be close to 29,000 children. So out of the 17,000 families. So it's quite a program.
And well, Bill, it's an honor to work with you, and it's an honor to partner with Globe Santa. And you're quite a guy. 50 years at Globe Santa, messenger to leading the Boston Globe into the next century of fiscal responsibility.
Well, it's always great working with you, Jimmy. You bring a smile to my face as well as to the people that you come in contact with. And you know why it's so important.
Oh, yeah, it's tough, but you guys make life easier for people. So thank you so much for joining us today, Bill. I will be talking to you. Hopefully you can come to the show, one of the shows, December 29th, the 30th, or January 1st. But thanks again for all your help, all your support, for spreading the joy, the true meaning of Christmas and the holidays at this time of year. Doesn't get better than Globe Santa. Thank you so much, Bill.
Thank you very, very much, Jimmy.